What is good, everybody? Welcome to the Film Bros podcast. Adam, come back in. You gotta say hi. Man. There's 2 times I forgot to press record, and one of them was when Adam wanted to make his cameo.
I feel like a little kid.
You made his cameo twice. You gotta talk from this one.
You can get on the podcast. I'm not gonna hit record though. You can just we can pretend you're on it.
I did mess up.
He had a whole intro and everything.
I know. You were doing a little improv thing.
It's over.
Real quick, you didn't see French Dispatch. What do you think of Eternals?
I thought it was great.
Number of 1 to 10.
I gave it an 8.
8.
I think that might be a little too much now that I think about it more. Okay. I'm thinking more 7.
Okay.
7 to 8.
You heard it here first.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I
had a great time.
You didn't see French Dispatch, though?
No.
Scale 1 to 10, what would you give that?
Probably like I'd give it a 1.
A 1?
Yeah. Because I haven't seen it, so obviously it's not good.
So it's not a 10?
I don't know if I approve of these parameters.
That's a good review, though.
If I haven't seen it, I don't like it. So it's a 1.
It's a very valid point.
Just think about it.
All right. What if you didn't see it and it's good?
It's probably not.
Leave a comment if you like Adam's thoughts. We're going to get Adam on at one point when we can afford, let alone 2 microphones. We're going to afford a 3rd.
I can't wait.
I know. You're going to be the producer. We'll find something to produce for you.
I'm going to be the main guy.
All right.
It's going to be my podcast.
All right.
Me alone.
You heard it here first.
Solo.
And they're going to be my assistants.
Okay.
All right.
I think it's going to happen.
So keep watching. Maybe one day you'll get to see it. Maybe not.
Maybe. If we last this long, it's going to happen.
If you have to watch these guys forever, I'm sorry. But I'm coming to save the day.
He's coming. Why are you laughing, DJ?
No. You
think it's a joke?
No. He's coming to save the day.
You think we're never going to have him on?
No. I want you
have
on.
Faith?
No, we want you on.
You're not trusting the process?
Not at all. Just, we're waiting.
Do you want me to just go fuck myself? Because I'll
go fuck yourself.
I'll go fuck
myself.
No, don't go fuck yourself.
Well, Adam's going to go fuck himself. And Adam, can you leave us a 5-star review when you go to fuck yourself?
Yeah.
And a comment. And a
comment on YouTube.
Leave a like.
So be like Adam. Leave a little review on Apple Podcasts. Do a little comment.
But not go fuck yourself. Don't do that.
It depends on who you are, maybe.
You were insinuating for them to say go fuck yourself in the comments?
Marvel's Eternals is the 37th movie in the MCU.
37th.
It's getting close to that.
I think it's like 24? 24.
Plus
25.
3 shows so far?
If you want to count those, yeah.
I mean, Kevin Feige said they got to count, so they're counting.
Yeah, you can count them. I mean, the shows, not the movies. But you can count them.
They're on Letterboxd, so they count.
Yeah, they count, yeah.
I was pretty excited for Eternals.
Okay.
I'm not excited for many Marvel movies. In case you're new, I'm not a Marvel guy. DJ's the Marvel guy.
I am the fucking guy.
Adam's kind of a Marvel guy, so it'll be the best 3rd person when we can afford a 2nd or 3rd microphone. It'll happen.
Have we talked a Marvel movie on this podcast yet?
Venom.
Right.
Venom was the first episode. Venom 2.
Yeah.
So we haven't talked MCU yet.
Yes.
Big fan.
Spider-Man.
I respect the MCU.
Did you get the joke?
Spider-Man.
Big fan. Spider-Man.
This is why I don't fuck with Marvel.
Captain America
because it's
Civil
jokes
War.
like that.
Oh, come on.
I respect what Marvel's done. There's never going to be a franchise that can pull off what Marvel has pulled off. There are going to be 75 movies in, and it's going to be a nightmare if you're born today and you're trying to catch up 20 years from now. Because there's going to be so much shit you have to go through to even find anything relevant. But regardless, I respect Marvel more than I actually like Marvel. I think usually if I go to a Marvel movie, I'll think it's fine. I'm entertained for a little bit. But I'm usually not too stoked about. The few I like, that I really, really like, I think Infinity War is amazing. Winter Soldier, Civil War, Iron Man, First Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are the ones I like the most.
Okay.
Everything else I pretty much put in the same category of fine. Some are better than others. Some are kind of bad, like Captain Marvel. But for the most part, I usually think fine. But you get a director like Chloé Zhao, who I really like. You see Nomadland?
No.
Nomadland's pretty good.
I know that she did. What was another thing she did?
The Rider.
Nope.
Even better.
I know there's something I've seen from her.
No, she's made 3 movies. I don't even remember what the first one is.
Oh, damn.
It's a first movie, it's The Rider, and it's Nomadland. That's all she's done.
Oh, never mind. Nope.
She was banking on him. She pitched Kevin Feige with some pieces of sand. This is a true story. I'm not making this up.
Okay.
I just watched an interview with her. She was like, this is what sand looks like if it's blown up. And Kevin Feige was like, okay. And she's like, it's like Infinity Stones, and they're so small in comparison to everything else. He said, okay. And then he gave her money to make Eternals. And here we are. And I kind of respect that hustle.
Okay.
So going in, I was looking forward to this more than any other MCU movie coming out besides the new Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. Just because it seems like they're going to be connected and they're going to put everybody in there. Can't wait to see Toby and Andrew in there. It's going to be a legendary moment in cinematic history. But if we take those two out of the equation, Eternals was probably the one I was most interested in because Chloe was attached. Mm-hmm. She's just coming off of winning Best Director from Nomadland.
Congrats.
She's the reigning champion. So go in. It's a big cast. There's 10 people. I'm like, this is a lot of people to introduce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Into an already stacked group of actors for the MCU. Mm-hmm. Some of them are better known actors than others, but I was like, okay, what's the vibe gonna be? And I watched it. The first half, I really was not into it.
Okay.
I was like, this is really a nightmare for me to be here. I have other work I could be doing right now.
Oh.
Maybe I could just stayed home, get the work done. But then it becomes a movie where Marvel heroes have to fight God. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like how Google Mesh, what's his name?
Giglemesh.
Gigglemesh.
Giglemesh, sorry.
Is it Gigglemesh?
Yeah.
I like how people named Gigglemesh. Gilgamesh.
There we go.
Are going to fight God. Mm. Even though spoilers in case you don't know the rundown of these podcasts. Come back after you've seen Eternals and French Dispatch. But Gilgamesh dies. He's one of the few that doesn't take on God. God just takes him for no reason.
Yeah.
So
Gilgamesh?
He died.
He doesn't die.
What do you mean? He got the stuff zooped out of him.
Oh yeah.
He does die.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot.
Him and
damn,
Salma Hayek. She died too.
Right. Because
off screen.
Okay.
And
they
on screen,
done so much better with him, but whatever.
But regardless, all these stupid names, Sprite, that they all fight God.
Sprite, Icarus.
Icarus isn't as terrible of a name. Icarus is kind of a cool name.
Well, they're all stylized after gods, god names.
There's a Sprite god.
Yeah.
Was that?
Well, in the comics, I don't know if it is real life.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm talking about reality.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe, probably is.
Possibly.
I mean, it would make the most sense because like Icarus, Athena, they're all styled after gods. Mm-hmm. So maybe there is. Just don't know it. But as of right now, it just sounds like a stupid ass.
Sprite's just Americans, guys.
Like a soda.
Yeah. They're like, we know you fucks just like soda, so let's just name one after soda.
Sprite has a name Coke.
Last name Diet.
First name Fanta.
Zero sugar. Anyway, I liked it. It won me over. In the end. I felt like this was the first standalone Marvel movie in a while where there were kind of stakes to it, and there were actually little details I didn't expect. I kind of went in thinking this was going to be a team of 10 new people that we're all going to root for, and they're all going to be new MCU heroes, and it's not really like that. Like, half of them really aren't on board with each other, and there's conflict. I knew there would be conflict among the team, and there'd be we're a family at the end, but some of them, kill each other.
Yeah.
And they kill, Selma Hayek, who I don't watch trailers, as everyone knows. We'll say it every podcast. Mm-hmm. I went in thinking Selma Hayek was going to be the main character. Mm-hmm. She was probably the least main character of the 10. She's got nothing to do. Mm. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I like betrayal. I like stuff like that.
Selma Hayek dead.
Done.
Dunzo.
What do you think of the movie, DJ?
I fucking loved it.
Loved it.
I have a lot to say, but I want for you to complete your thoughts, and then I'll deep dive into it.
I mean, I gave my overview. I like doing an overview. The overview deep dive.
Okay.
We can do overview deep dive.
Okay. All right. I'll give my overview. I really loved it. I will admit that middle part there was some dragging moments for me. Mm-hmm. But the only reason why is because they're panning from present to past a lot, and so when you're going, you have to get that context of how it is, where they are presently with their relationship. In order to establish that, you have to give a flashback and basically see the fallout of how this team fell apart for them to then start looking for each other in present day. I totally get it. And it focuses a lot on the dynamic and the relationship of all of the characters, which I really enjoy, but I feel like maybe there's a bit much of it. It's all justified, but I feel like there was moments when it kind of just dragged, even for me, and I fucking loved the movie. Only reason why I loved the movie, despite that, is because being unbiased from the comics, they did a really great job at giving like characteristics, abilities, and powers all unique to all these characters, and then having you like invested in like this relationship that they're having. Even Thena, which I thought was very interesting. I don't know if she's like that in the comics, but Thena's just like fucking unhinged all the time, where she can just come out and just start killing everyone, but they still love her and adore her like she's a part of the family. So it was like those little nicks that I really enjoyed throughout. But there were times when they were talking a little much, like about humanity and, oh, we love Earth. And I totally get it. They're like gods, and they have to justify why they have this tangible relationship to Earthlings and such. Aside from that, other than those like very few dragon moments, I thought they gave really good lore. They gave really good backstory. They gave really good fight sequences. Granted, they were short, but that just I just you know, you can see it as a glass half full, because I see it as opportunities for us in the future, for us to see what they can fully, at a full potential, do on a larger scale with other MCU characters. The ending was cool. They fight Celestials. I'm trying not to dive deep into the comic lore, but they're fighting basically a Celestial, which is like they're the fucking creators of the whole universe. And yeah, just like the overall like dynamic and the dialogue, I thought it was cool. I thought it was smooth. I didn't think it was unnatural. There were a couple jokes in there that I did see you from the corner of my eye look at me like, what the fuck?
That's my cue to when, like, DJ, what are we doing here?
Yeah, you know? Like you looked at me like I think 3-4 times. There was a couple jokes in there, and Marvel, you know, they're always trying to get with the times and make shit that's relevant in our day relevant in the Marvel movie. So there was some TikTok jokes and Snapchat filters.
Oh my! I forgot about the Snapchat filter
Yeah.
that you just brought up. Oh my god!
Yeah, see, one would say it is cringy. I personally don't mind it.
I mind it.
You mind it? Why does it make you cringe?
Because it's a bad joke. Because it's just so. But making it like relevant to pop culture as a joke makes it 10 times worse.
It doesn't.
Putting the old man Snapchat filter. It's like when Thor was playing Fortnite in Endgame. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
That one was a little much, but it was a Snapchat. Like you full on broke your back. I saw you,
and I have a bad back right now. That's how you know. It pissed me off.
I thought it was fine.
I think it. The thing that disappointed me the most about Eternals, even though I like the movie, I'm just gonna be on the record saying I think it's Chloe, my least favorite from Chloe of the three I've seen, but overall I did like it. I think she's kind of confined. It proved to me the point that like no one's ever gonna make a Dark Knight in the MCU. It's just not gonna happen. There's nothing ever gonna be on that level of quality because they're confined to this box of, hey, like, every Marvel movie is going to have a different flavor to it, but at the end of the day, it's all the same exact formula, where it's the same exact joke, same exact structure, minus Endgame, Infinity War mainly. Everything's going to end exactly the same kind of jokes. You're never going to escape it. Going into the movie, it starts with this awesome opening crawl like you're in an 80s sci-fi movie.
Which I thought was cool.
No music, and I was like, oh, let's fucking go. Like, this is going to be the different one. And then they start ripping the jokes, and I'm like, oh, this is still Marvel. Which I understand. You say you come out unbiasedly. From an unbiased perspective, if I'm Disney, I know what works. I've made the most successful movie franchise of all time. You can't veer off from it too much. That being said, I really don't think we're going to see the day where the one thing DC's doing cool that Marvel will never do is they're saying fuck a timeline and just they're like, why don't we just make one really good movie? Let's give you Joker. Let's give you this new Batman with Robert Pattinson. Seems like it's gonna be pretty good. I think it's a safe bet to say it's gonna be good. Mm-hmm. They're taking risks and they're like, this doesn't fit the same vibe as James Gunn's Suicide Squad, but that's okay, you know, because this is a different thing. Marvel's kind of being like, here's a different take on a genre. This is their epic, I guess you could say, but it's still filled with like the jokes in the worst times. Like, I think the best example to me is when Kamal Nanjiani, I believe is the actor's name, they tell him, like, hey, this girl that was pretty much your mom just died. And he's sad for a second. And then he's ripping jokes about how he has to stop his movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is exactly my problem is I can't take any of you seriously if you're not taking the situation seriously.
Yeah.
You know, that's my biggest issue with the comedy here. It's not necessarily that comedy can't be in a blockbuster, because I think a blockbuster should have comedy, but it's the placement of the comedy in so many scenes. I'm like, that is just not the place to do a joke, I think.
My argument to that is I totally
That's how it is in the comics.
No, not at all. I'm never going to biasly say a Marvel movie is good just because I know the comic lore. I know when to step away and know, yeah, this movie was Venom. Venom was ass. But even to people who don't know the comics, this shit is ass. No, my argument to that is, like you said, Marvel has a formula, and you're very much right, where it's very much kind of like the same arc for all these characters and for every story. But 26 movies in, you have to just get used to it at this point.
For sure.
And you can't go in reviewing it for a cinematic, like, masterpiece of a movie. You have to understand and go in like, all right, there's going to be these jokes. They're not going to take it seriously. There's going to be longevity amongst the characters, and there's going to be that humor. So at that point, when they're showing a Snapchat filter, I'm like, all right, I get it. I won't be mad at it, and I won't dock it, because that's what they've always been doing.
I've always not liked it, though. Is my thing.
Okay.
And
So
my question
you won't conform to it because you can't.
Every single Marvel movie does it, and that's always my biggest complaint about every single one of those Marvel movies. The "What are those" joke in Black Panther kills me every time I hear it.
Yeah, that one.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that is.
I think that's when they kind of started it too.
I mean, I would say the more pop culture-y jokes. Yeah. Like the Fortnites and the "What are those?" I was like, can we? Like that's not going to age.
Yeah.
You know, it's very of its time. My question to you, to rebuttal your rebuttal then, is there any desire for you? Like, you might disagree. Do you think The Dark Knight is the best comic book movie ever made?
Yeah.
Do you think...
Yeah.
Do you not want to see Marvel make something as good as that?
I would...
On that level of seriousness and grit.
I would love to. They would never.
That's my thing.
They would never. They absolutely wouldn't. They could, but not anytime soon. And you have to have like the right character, because Batman has like grit to him. All these characters are very colored, very, the best way to put it. They're very colored characters, and Batman and DC, that's kind of like the contrast. They have like these dark type of gritty, grounded storylines. Marvel has them too, and they've done it in the comics, but I just don't see it translating well with Marvel Studios honing it and producing and directing it, just because the formula that they have going, it'll be such a stick out. But that's something that Kevin Feige has talked about doing, hence why they're doing Doctor Strange 2. It's like their first horror movie. It's still probably going to have jokes in a horror movie. And then you have Deadpool, which is going to be the first rated R. So I feel like they're experimenting. They'll get there, maybe. But as of right now, they're not going to veer away from that formula, and they're going to always have the jokes. And you kind of just have to be like, all right, that's what they do. That's how they do it. At least that's how I see it.
All right.
But you'll never like them. I'll never like them, but when it comes on, I'm not going to be like...
I'm not going to say there's never been a joke that hasn't made me chuckle. Like, I think the first Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of the humor works.
Yeah.
Because James Gunn, even though sometimes he makes jokes about kids, sometimes makes jokes that are funny, you know? So, there's some people that know humor.
Oh, God.
But a lot of these people, I'm like, come on. Let's get a little more serious sometimes, you know? You're fighting God. Which, I think one of the things that really got me into this movie that reminded me... It's very Dune-esque. I was watching an interview where Chloé Zhao reached out to Denis Villeneuve because Dune was finished for a while because of the pandemic. And she's one of the first people to see Dune because she was like, hey, I'm about to film Eternals. I don't know how to use IMAX cameras. Can you show me Dune so I could get some ideas of like how this will work? And she got to see... She was one of the first people to see Dune right before she started shooting this.
Oh,
so that's why there's a lot of like similar feelings and epicness.
Okay.
So when you first see a human scaled up against a god's face, I was like, this is like the coolest image Marvel's ever put out. It was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, I would just like to add too. You didn't like the opening sequence?
I like the opening crawl. When they're fighting the Deviant, I was like, no, this is lame.
No?
This is classic, boring Marvel.
Damn, I really fucked with that opening sequence because it automatically sets all the Eternals, what they can do and how powerful they are. Like it sets the power level scale or the power level bar. And so with that opening, you're like, okay, so what's the threat? Because they're just gods. You have fucking damn near. You have the Justice League. You got Superman, Flash. You got all these characters, and they're gods, and they're taking them out. Druid comes, and the cavemen at that time, I suppose, they're about to like fight him, and he tells them all like, "Yo, shut the fuck up." I thought that was cool. It really sets the expectations for how powerful these characters are, but you did not like it.
I mean, I agree with you. I like that part of it, but I think the actual fighting was pretty lame.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can agree. I can second that.
Yeah.
It could have been better.
I liked how some of them were more like defensive than offensive and vice versa. I thought that was a cool little thing. Like, I think, let me ask you this. Do you have a favorite Eternal? From the movie?
Not really. From the movie? The movie, I did go in wanting to see more of Sprite, but they didn't do much with Sprite in here.
Sprite was probably my least favorite.
Yeah, they didn't do nothing with her. I loved her, in retrospect to the comics, but they didn't do anything with her in here. The fast girl.
I was going to say, I like Death Flash a lot. Death Flash did pretty good.
Yeah, I liked her.
She was beating the fuck out of Superman. She was cool.
I liked her. Yeah, she was dope. She was dope. She was probably my favorite, and the way that they shot how she moves, like how she fights, I thought was really cool. Like we've gotten scenes from Justice League like the Flash, and we've gotten like Quicksilver scenes and all that. Especially X-Men: Days of Future Past. People say that that's probably the best. Like someone moving quick
motion,
sequence, slow motion.
Which I would agree with. I think it's still the best. The kitchen scene in Days of Future Past is fucking awesome.
It's dope. Yeah.
It's not super.
It's dope.
It's not as.
But we don't see
actiony of a scene.
We don't see the full range of what you can do with that ability, but you get that in here. Mm-hmm. She is punching Icarus through molten earth. You know how fast you gotta hit a nigga to punch him through molten earth?
Pretty fast.
Yo, she was moving. Mm-hmm. She was schmoovin'. She was getting it. And then she was like, she made the tornado, which I thought was cool.
Every running fast person does that.
They're like, oh, go run, go find the beacon.
The guy, yeah.
Yeah, go find it.
She runs around the fucking planet 4 times.
Books it. Just booking that shit. I was like, yo. But of course, we've seen that before. But the way that they shot it was, and there was this interesting effect. Because when we see like fast people in like comic book movies or any movie where someone's how it's like the ability to move fast, it's usually just a shot of them like a frontal, like medium or something, and they're running and they're like pan out, whatever. And then here they gave her an interesting effect where there's like a bubble in front of her, which I caught on to. I mean, it's a very tiny detail, but I thought it was cool. And so she's running, and that's like her staying within the limits of the sound barrier. And so when she's running, like she ends up breaking it at some points. I thought that was so cool. So they gave her a lot of effects. They gave her a lot of abilities. She had the unique, like, something to distinguish her from everyone else. Like she was deaf, and everyone's talking to her in sign language, which I thought was really cool. And she even explains like, oh, I can hear vibrations. So I feel like honestly, they probably gave her the most like depth of all those characters.
And she's in the movie probably the least.
Yeah.
Arguably, besides Salma Hayek.
Yeah. Now I think about it.
I really like Barry Druig.
Okay.
Barry's the actor. He's one of the best up-and-coming actors, easily. You see Killing of a Sacred Deer?
Yes.
Fucking great in that movie.
With, don't tell me.
You got this.
Oh my god, what's his name?
You got this.
Colin
Farrell. Yes, sir.
Farrell Call.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Damn.
He's great in that movie.
Yes.
He's pretty good in Dunkirk.
Saw that.
Pretty good in American Animals.
Saw that, actually.
My thing with a lot of these Marvel movies is half the time they get these really good actors and they don't really act.
Yeah, he didn't do much.
No, I thought he was the better actor in the movie.
Well, okay, let me rephrase, because he did. He had some scenes that I really liked. But I meant he doesn't do much, or as like he's very much Barry. Like he's kind of just Barry, like from
With a little Irish accent.
yeah, with Killing of a Sacred Deer. Like he gave me those vibes. That's not bad, but yeah, he definitely either him or what's the name of the black guy?
Buck, Malik Tyree, Henry or Hill, something. He's done a bunch of good shit. I can't think of his name. He was pretty good though, I thought.
I liked him. It's between him or Barry. He was really good.
I would say Barry was my favorite. That guy was my second favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian Tyree Henry.
Brian
I
and Barry.
I know this guy named Malik Henry. Or Malik Tyree.
In the movie?
No, in real life. That's why I was
Are
confused.
you talking about Malik?
No, not that Malik. I know another Malik.
Oh, there's a lot of Maliks.
Yeah. But it's what it is. Yeah, he was one of the better ones. You know, I liked how he was like the builder. He could like build shields and little discs.
Yeah, they gave he's the technological he's the one that helps advance the technology for the planet. And I really like that he was responsible for the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I also thought it was interesting, which I don't know how this will divide people. I like that the fact that they've introduced that like he's gay.
Yeah, it's fine.
I thought it was cool. I thought that was a nice touch.
Do you think they're gonna cut the scenes in China?
Probably.
Yeah.
China.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I thought that was cool that they managed to put that in there.
Well, they made him the one you like connect with the most because he's the one with the family. You know, they're like, oh yeah.
And then
You
his
gotta win
son,
for this guy.
and then his son comes out and starts saying to Icarus, "Oh my God, that's Superman."
I like that.
They were actively shitting on DC.
They weren't shitting on DC, really.
They weren't
It was
shitting
like
on them.
it was like
but
a fun little thing.
they know that what they were doing.
Chloé Zhao said, "Oh yeah, I'd love to see if DC and Marvel live in the same universe. If we could see that movie one day." The Rock is pushing for that movie.
They are.
Gal Gadot's pushing for that movie. Ryan Reynolds is now pushing for that movie.
It's
gonna happen.
They did.
I was telling this one
name dropping
yesterday.
So Superman
In
might
like
be
10 years, maybe not 10 years, in 12 years, when we're growing up, superheroes are starting to die out a bit, that's when Marvel versus DC is dropping. It's happening. Yeah, keep shaking your head. It's going to happen. Are you kidding me? These people want money. You're telling me we're living in a world where we never see that. You're out of your mind.
I don't.
It's going to happen.
It's a fever
You
dream.
heard it here first. It's not a fever dream. It's going to happen. These companies love money. When it gets to the point, they're both going to have to sit down and they're going to be like, listen, we're going to make so much money if we do this. Let's just do it. It's going to happen.
I'm hopeful.
Regardless.
I'm hopeful.
Those are my top three. Death Flash, Barry, and the guy, not Malik. Brian.
Right, Henry.
Brian Tyree.
Or Brian.
Brian Tyree Henry? Yeah, Brian Tyree Henry. Those are my three. Then I liked Angelina Jolie.
No.
You didn't like Angelina Jolie?
She didn't do anything.
Yeah, but I thought I'm saying the character was cool.
I guess.
Angelina Jolie was fine.
All right.
I'm saying in terms of the characters, like, I'm looking forward to seeing more of and what they could do with Avengers. Those are my four that I like.
Is she fixed?
What do you mean she fixed? Like
Like by the end of the movie, she says, "I remember it all."
neutered?
No, no, like fixed. Like she remembers all her memories.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes back to the
I don't
house
think
and she's not
fixed.
spazzing anymore.
I don't think she's fixed.
I don't know. I think she looked kind of.
She's not fixed.
She looked a little fixed.
My thing with this movie, though, was I like half the people.
All right. So who are the characters you didn't like,
I did not like...
other than Sprite?
Sprite was the worst.
Other than Sprite.
Sprite doesn't do anything except complain, which is my least favorite type of person. God. Sprite's the one that doesn't get 3 cream in her Starbucks. She gets 5 cream, and she throws a little fucking temper tantrum.
She's like 12.
Yeah. No, she's like 5,000, and she's complaining about how she's in a 12-year-old's body, which I get. I'd be a little salty, too. But still.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I did like how they were... Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, she can't age. How the fuck... How is she going to be in Avengers 7? Is Marvel finding some sort of serum where they're actually keeping this actress the age? I don't know. They're like, oh, no, you get the age. I was like, okay, there we go. So it won't look weird 6 years from now.
Nice little ride around.
Yeah. Either way, the kid was a bitch. Second, and then John... No, what's his name?
There's a lot of
Kamal Ninjani.
Yeah.
Ninjani. I can't say the name.
Ninjani.
I'm so bad at it.
There's a lot of interesting names in this cast.
He has finger guns.
Yeah, you didn't like that.
He has finger guns.
I thought that
He
was.
said, pew, pew. What are we playing 5-year-old cowboys?
Them shits hit though when they hit.
They didn't look like it.
What? When they're in the forest and he's doing this, so he's like angling them. Yo, he hits the deviant in the face, and they go, doom. They got some power behind them.
Didn't really like his character. Even though I like him as a person and actor, I didn't really fuck with the character. And I was like, well, did he have another project? Because he wasn't in the final battle at all?
Yeah, where did he go?
I was waiting for him to, like, show up. You know, they always have that moment where the person that leaves the battle shows up when things are going south. And he's like, I'm here. Didn't happen.
Where did he go?
He went home. He's like, we can't deal with the guns.
Oh,
but it's
yeah,
like,
he ended up leaving.
But isn't, like... It just didn't really fit his character to me throughout the movie because it almost felt like, well, I want to continue my legacy on Earth. I've built this whole career. I want to keep it. That would have made more sense to me. But he was like, no, we should let the god decide. I was like, that doesn't really fit the character that's been portrayed so far.
Yeah.
Had to be that he had another project lined up.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was going to try to justify it, but yeah, no, it doesn't fit his character at all. He's the one of all of them that's making. He's made his footprint in humanity. He probably appreciates it the most out of all of them, and he's just like, all right, fuck Earth.
Yeah, he literally has his best friend with him the whole time. He's the only one that has a friend, and he's like, hey, friend, sorry, you're fucked. Let's leave. Doesn't make sense. So his character, I was like, okay. Don't really care as much. The thing I did like about the movie though was it was the first Marvel movie I felt like that made you think a little bit. Because they're like, what are we doing here? We're going to let all these people kill each other. There's like, the team always fights in Avengers, but it doesn't feel like the conflict's ever too serious or too serious of a topic or something that'll get you talking on a podcast after. But they were like, what are we doing here? You know, if we're going to let all these people kill each other, why are we going to advance this technology? This is going to lead to a bad thing. There's interesting...
Yeah, I like that they further explain this. Like, we have to let them fight because their evolution is through conflict, which is, I thought that was pretty cool. So you're just like, we have to let them fight and kill each other because through that they'll have like breakthrough medicines and technology and things like that to ensure safety. Which may or may not be a jab at like humanity, us.
Probably is.
It probably is. Because I've never heard something like that either in the comics or in any iteration of any comic book film. So I thought that was an interesting original take on violence in the real world. It's like we evolve through fighting. We that's how we evolve. But I will going back a little bit. I will agree with you on what's his name? Najab Shooter. I'm gonna call him Shooter.
Kamal.
I thought he was pretty cool. Did you enjoy his comedic relief?
No. That's the thing. I'm always going to dislike the comedic relief in the Marvel movie.
Okay.
But I had a little bit more faith with him because I do think he's a funny person.
Okay.
He's made me laugh a lot before. I just felt like the writing for his character, like the Bollywood musical scene, I was like, what are we doing? I don't need Bollywood right now.
Well, they're doing that. Well, they've introduced him, and they're also introducing Miss Marvel, who's also Middle Eastern as well. And they wanna. Are they
gonna make a Bollywood movie though?
They might.
Oh my god.
I really don't know, but they're expanding to all culture. Shang-Chi.
I mean, I get the culture thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like a Bollywood musical scene. I don't need it.
Expand the culture. You don't need it.
I don't need it.
But the people of that culture need it.
That's fine. Where's the Italian getting mad?
They might introduce an Italian at some point.
There you go.
They're trying to reach all corners right now. So when I saw that
French
Bollywood
New
scene, I was
Wave?
like, all right, yeah, they're going for that culture. And Miss Marvel is very much also of that culture, so we might get some of that.
But do you need
Shang-Chi and
Miss
all
Marvel
that.
doing a Bollywood scene every episode?
No.
Yeah.
I could personally do without, but if they want to do it, I'm along for the ride.
Okay.
I'm in for it.
All right. I don't know. I don't want to be too down. I did like the movie.
Yeah.
I liked how some people die.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, for me, and feel free to openly discuss if you have any. But there's not much personally for me that I didn't like. I really like I said, that beginning just kind of dragged, and she has that relationship with a dude who apparently is someone called the Black Knight.
You're the comic guy. I wouldn't know.
I have no fucking clue who the Black Knight is. I know a lot about the comics. I don't know who this is. Apparently, it's from older comics. But I will say and ask you if you want this confirmation. The voice at the ending in the post-credit sequence. Who was that voice?
I googled it. It said Sam Jackson.
You read a wrong article.
Did I?
Yeah.
What article did you read?
I read one straight from the director. The director confirmed it.
Okay. Who is it? Is it Jeffrey Wright?
No, I thought it was The Watcher. It's Blade.
Oh.
Director was like, oh, that's the voice of my favorite Marvel character when I was growing up as a kid. Blade. I don't know why Blade is there, but it's Blade. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, he's got a sword.
And now we know how he sounds. Why the fuck is he there? What's his heritage? I don't know. But before that was...
Disclaimer, let's build this up.
Okay.
I found out Harry Styles was playing Thanos' brother 2 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was on Facebook. I thought it was just a normal casting thing. I was like, oh, this is sick. And then I saw it was like in Eternals post-credits scene. I was like, oh, fuck you guys. I gotta get off Facebook. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to know that. But I was like, oh, shit, this is cool. I told DJ, I was like, DJ, you want to know? DJ didn't want to know.
Didn't want to know. He told me.
Well, this was actually before I knew it was the post-credit scene. That's kind of a lie. Because I saw the news.
Right.
I was like, let me go see if DJ's heard the news. And then DJ was like, I don't want to know the news. And I went back and I looked up Harry Styles in the MCU and it said, in the end of the Eternals.
Harry Styles is playing blank.
Yeah.
And so he told me that you ultimately told me, I was like, all right, at least tell me the actor. And he was like, Harry Styles. I was like, Harry Styles? Who the fuck could he be playing? And I'm like, for the 2-3 weeks, piecing it. I'm like, who could he be? Okay, it could be Reed Richards. It could be Sentry. Could it be Penance? I'm like going through the whole list. I'm like, could it be the Watcher? No, they can't make him the Watcher. Going through the whole thing for 3 weeks. The shit's itching at my head, right? And so it's getting closer and closer, and I still don't got nothing. I don't got nothing. They know. Chase and Adam know. I don't. So we go in. We watch the movie. I'm looking for Harry the whole movie. And I'm like, when the fuck is Harry? I thought when the Celestial was taking them, I thought Harry was going to appear. Maybe Harry was the Celestial. Cuts the credits. I'm like, all right, so it's definitely a credit scene. Credits come, and then a fucking... A hedgehog elf-looking thing comes out, which...
Drunk.
It's voiced by Oswald.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
So he comes out, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? I don't know who... Is this Harry Styles? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, introducing, and then, this man walks out. Now, granted, the theater erupted, but I feel, and we discussed this, the theater erupted probably because they saw Harry Styles.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the 1 in 200 people in this theater that I'm like, holy shit, it's fucking Star Fox. Everyone else is like, Harry, and I'm like, it's fucking Star Fox. So he walks out, and I was like, I was fucking bugging out.
DJ was bugging.
I almost stood up in my seat. Everyone else is probably rooting for Harry. I'm over here rooting for the character. I didn't think that they would introduce him. I didn't think that was going to be a thing. So that was cool.
Okay.
I can't remember the last time a Marvel post-credit got me that hype.
I was going to say, if I didn't know it going into the movie, it probably would have been my favorite after credit scene, because I would have been like, what the fuck? Harry Styles playing Thanos. That's what I basically was in my room. I was like, Harry Styles playing Thanos' brother. That's fucking awesome. Let's fucking go. So that was cool. There's going to be some people like, Harry Styles, really? If you didn't see Dunkirk, Harry Styles can fucking act. I've been saying for years, if I make it as a director, Harry Styles is one of the first people I would love to work with. I think he's a fucking super talented dude. He just does all his music shit.
Is that his only work?
That's I believe his only movie.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do something else. It was either an Olivia Wilde movie or House of Gucci, I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be in. But
House of Gucci?
I could 100% be wrong on that. I'm not even going to Google it. He was either attached originally to how, because I remember him being something with Lady Gaga, so that might have been it.
Okay.
I don't remember. Either way, he hasn't really done anything since Dunkirk because he's doing his music shit all the time. So Marvel hits him up like, "Hey, Harry, the one thing that can make you more money is us. So why don't you come join?" And I'm pretty excited about it.
What's my role? You're Thanos' brother.
Signed.
Oh my god.
So I don't want you to tell me any like story spoilers of like what the dude's capable of, but like I should be excited.
Ish. He he's yes.
Okay.
The power levels is just we were talking about this last night. The MCU, the Marvel Studios, they're introducing power levels that are like fucking insane. So while he is strong, you have people like, you know, confirmed Adam Warlock, and you have like maybe the Watcher be introduced. So when you compare him to everyone else, should they have not confirmed all these other big power players, then I'd be like, yo, yeah. But there's so many other power players and so many other powerful beings that they're introducing. It's just like, yeah, you should be excited, but there's this dude and this dude. This is, I don't know what they're going to do, but he is powerful.
That's the thing about this movie and all the future Marvel movies now. I'm like what could Ant-Man do?
Yeah, like,
What can Hawkeye
what the fuck
do?
is Bucky?
Yeah. Bucky ain't doing anything.
I will say Falcon,
Captain America.
Captain America. He might have a fighting chance just because, which I was mentioning, he has vibranium. And that shit is like the strongest metal, other than probably Uru, but it's the strongest metal in the universe. So I guess that would pan out, which would justify why they gave him a full vibranium suit. But like people like Ant-Man and fucking Bucky, Hawkeye. Love Hawkeye. A lot of people shit on him. He could do a lot more than just arrows. And I feel like they're going to explore that in the show. But what the fuck is he going to do?
I mean, I guess we'll find out. When do you think we get Avengers 5?
2024.
You think 2024? I think that's a pretty good bet.
I think either 2024 or 2025. And there's a huge Marvel Disney announcement coming later in the month. So they'll probably...
Oh, they do that once a year.
They do it once every 2 years. And it's usually either at D23.
They announced a bunch of stuff when they had their Disney Investor Day. That was last year.
Yeah. They either do it once a year or they do it twice a year, but because of COVID, and everything's getting pushed back, I think they're like, yeah, let's just periodically every year, let's just remind them what movies are coming out. But it's usually once every 2 years.
Yeah.
But they announced that they're doing it again this month. So, you know, you have Deadpool 3, which Ryan Reynolds has been very open that he's already started the script. They might confirm that. They might confirm New Avengers. They might confirm, I'm speculating over Inhumans movie maybe.
They made that shitty show though. They tried Inhumans.
See, but they introduced the Eternals, and the Eternals are the twist in the movie. They're synthetic androids, and Inhumans met the Eternals when the Eternals arrived to Earth, because Inhumans were the first ones to be on the Earth, experimented on by Celestials.
So do you think, because that Inhumans movie was supposed to happen years ago. That was supposed to be before Avengers. Do you think they kind of just scrapped that and pretty much made Eternals what the Inhumans movie was supposed to be?
For sure, yeah. That's definitely what happened. Because Inhumans was supposed to definitely come out, and they're probably like, let's do... I don't know why. I don't know why they did that.
Is there going to be too many heroes? You got these, you got Inhumans, you got X-Men.
X-Men, Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four,
I feel like is going to be one of the confirmed ones that they announced. Blade will definitely
Fantastic
get a Blade
Four,
announcement.
they already announced the movies in the works.
Yeah, the movies, but I mean like a solidified date.
It'll be the next one after whatever the most recent date is. I think Ant-Man's the last one they have scheduled? Or Guardians 3?
No, the last one they have scheduled is... Dude, there's so many. I can't even tell you right now.
Yeah.
There's so... And I usually would know it, but they just push back everything so often, I've lost track. I just know the ones coming out is Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. I don't even know what's next after Doctor Strange.
Thor.
Oh, is
Even
it?
I know.
It's Thor?
The three, there were supposed to be 4 in 2022, but now it's Doctor Strange, Thor, Black Panther. And then they pushed the Marvels back.
Black Panther's supposed to release next year?
Black Panther's next year.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, we've got no news on what they're doing. That's a little concerning.
There's-
Thor is damn near wrapped up.
Yeah, there's a lot happening, man.
Damn.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Eternals?
I give it a biased 8.
Biased 8.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be unbiased with the Marvel movie I really like. I'm gonna give it an 8. You know, people may not like it, and that's totally fine. I go into every Marvel movie feeling like a kid, and I feel like that's how most people view these movies. I can step away and review it for what it is, but even if it's cinematically bad, I'm still going to enjoy it.
You gotta rate it off your feelings.
Yeah, off my feelings, give it an 8. I'm always gonna have a good time watching a Marvel movie. I always, like, literally, I was walking to it, I felt like a kid. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch Eternals. And, you know, the jokes and all that, it's part of their system, it's part of their formula, and I fucks with it. I think it's dope. And you watch these movies, and it's all one piece part of a bigger slice. And so it's just always interesting to go into this, and it's like, all right, so how are they going to play into 2 years from now, 3 years from now? Which I think you've mentioned you kind of don't like. You don't like that weight.
Well, I just like the big movies so much more.
Yeah.
I love the Infinity
You don't like the
Wars.
build-up going up to them.
I think this was a better solo movie. I think Shang-Chi was a pretty decent solo movie, too. That was pretty good. But I think a lot of the solo movies just feel like filler. This one didn't feel as much filler. There was more going on, which I appreciate. Which is why, I don't know if you feel this way, I feel like it's a top 10 MCU movie.
This one?
Yeah.
Eternals, really?
I would put it towards like the number 10 spot. I'm not saying it's like close to the 5.
Okay, yeah.
I'd put it like the 10 spot. Though.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I would give it a 6. I liked it.
6.
I liked it.
Top 10.
Yeah,
right?
it's the number 10 spot.
It's a 6?
Yeah, 6 is good. That's what I'm saying. Most of them I think are fine. Most of them I think are like 5 or 4.
Most of them are 5 and 4, but this one makes top 10 and it gets 1.6.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, all right.
Not as
I
good
just
as-
want to understand.
Not as good as Doom. Not even close. But pretty good. DJ disagrees.
Very.
You know what we might disagree on too? French Dispatch.
Okay.
I'm just going to be on the record of saying, if you had told me a couple years ago, Chase, there's going to be a time where you sit down and you review a Marvel movie and you review a Wes Anderson movie in the same episode, and you heavily prefer your time with the Marvel movie, I would say you're out of your mind. DJ?
Yeah, may I start this off?
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
I love Wes Anderson.
Okay.
I want to get that clear right off the bat. I think Wes Anderson is a really talented dude.
Okay.
I have borderline loved everything he's done. Before this, the only one I would say was my least favorite from him was Isle of Dogs. And Isle of Dogs I thought was pretty good. I thought it was very good.
Claymations.
Oh yeah, DJ hates claymation.
Yeah, I can't. I saw Grand Budapest, but most of them is you have Isle of Dogs, Fantastic Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. They're the only 2 claymation though.
Okay.
Most of them are live action.
God. I can't
But you
watch it.
can start off. You can say what you want to say.
I would just like to start off that Chase fucked this up.
How did I fuck this up? I timed this perfectly. Answer this real quick.
My man, hold on.
Did you
hold on now.
Did you make it to Antlers on time?
Wait. Hold on. Hear me out. Audience, listen to me right now.
I'm just going to put on the fact that I'm from New Jersey, where we take time efficiently. That's all I'm going to say.
He says this, right? But he didn't have to see the second movie afterwards. So, French Dispatch.
I almost did.
French Dispatch.
I had editing to do when I got home.
French Dispatch.
I'd work.
French Dispatch. Watched it. And I'm supposed to see Antlers afterwards, which would be in the next episode that we review.
Again, 2 episodes this week.
2.
Look at you.
It's great. Just nothing but movie talk. We love it. And so I'm sitting there anxious as fuck because I'm like, damn, this movie's going on a little longer than what it's supposed to be, as Chase tells me. And so the second movie is already starting. The movie starts at 7:10. It's going on 7:25.
There's 25 minutes of trailers.
I'm a little anxious.
And you got a 4-minute video of Elizabeth Banks, I believe, in the beginning.
I fucking hate that trailer.
We love AMC theaters because here the movies are magic, or whatever the fuck she says.
I hate it. Every movie.
Is it Elizabeth Banks? I'm pretty sure it's
No.
Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, you said Elizabeth Banks. I was like, what? No.
You keep giving your spiel.
So, yeah, so it's going, and I'm anxious because I'm like, I'm going to miss the beginning to Antlers. And then my whole review was just dudded. So I couldn't take in and fully enjoy how this movie was wrapped up, just because in the last 15 to 20 minutes.
It's Nicole Kidman.
There you go.
All the people are mad at me. Elizabeth Banks. Continue.
I couldn't fully appreciate how it wrapped because I need to go to the next one. But that's totally fine.
Well, neither did I, because I had to piss my pants for a half hour.
We'll continue. We'll review the movie. So,
my fault. I was just Googling Nicole Kidman.
No, you're good.
I was slightly distracted. You did make it to Antlers on time.
Yes, I did. Right as Nicole Kidman was coming on.
Exactly. So
Nicole Kidman saved my life.
That's what I planned for.
This is too close.
No, it's not.
Too close.
You look at the times.
I had to haul
25 minutes. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Walk.
No.
So I can enjoy what I just watched.
DJ life is short. You take advantage of every second.
You timed that shit too tight. But anyways, let's review. So, you didn't like it.
I hated it.
You hated it.
I hated every second of sitting in that fucking seat.
Oh, shit.
Borderline.
I did not know this.
And I love Wes Anderson.
Okay.
I'm going to make that very clear.
Okay.
Wes, if you ever watch this, I do love you. I love all your stuff.
Okay.
I think this one time you went all style, no substance. There's never been a movie that proved to me that
That's
actors...
a great way to put it. All style, no substance.
All style. And sometimes, if the style is cool enough, I'll give you enough points where it's like, okay, the style is pretty cool, though. Style is cool here, but it's very... I don't want to say I'm Wes Anderson'd out, because I do love the Wes Anderson style and take on filmmaking. Mm-hmm. But I might be a little Wes Anderson'd out. Like, to me, Isle of Dogs was a worse version of Fantastic Mr. Fox. And granted, Fantastic Mr. Fox is borderline one of my favorite movies ever. I think it's an amazing movie. Might be my favorite from him.
Okay.
Great. I don't want to say this is like the Grand Budapest Hotel, because it's not necessarily, but going in, I thought this is kind of giving me Grand Budapest Hotel-ish vibes. Mm-hmm. Didn't help that our projector was cut off.
Oh,
because the projectionist is a fucking moron. Couldn't see half of the dialogue sometimes. So maybe I just didn't. Maybe I was just annoyed. That's always a factor. I could have just been annoyed. But at the same time, part of my annoyance was sitting through a movie where nothing was happening of substance. The only segment I did kind of enjoy was the Benicio del Toro and Adrian Brody section. Mm-hmm. That's the one with the prison chef. Mm-hmm. That had some jokes I liked. Its take on modern art I thought was funny. I was like, okay, like I can see this. I hope the other ones are better. And the other ones were not as good. I've never seen a movie where the actors prove they aren't people.
Okay.
They just have zero emotion. They're robots. They say lines. I love them. But I want actors to be relatable people. I want to be able to have a connection with them. But when you have a movie like this, it just proves the point that a lot of the general public thinks about actors is like, these aren't real people, they're psychopathic, they don't have any emotion. That's what this movie felt like to me. It felt like Wes Anderson has become such a name that he's earned. Let's not take that for granted. But he kind of just called up every single actor in Hollywood. It's like, hey, you want to act for 5 minutes? But Benicio and Adrian, you act for 20. Timothy and Francis, you act for 20. Jeffrey Wright, I need you for 25. Just felt like he called up everybody and got them to do 5 minutes. And no one really had an interesting character the entire time. I didn't think it was as funny as most of his other stuff. I think the thing with Wes Anderson movies, which I don't know though, because it wasn't really a problem in the other movies. I feel like a lot of the time I miss pieces of dialogue because it's cutting to such beautiful imagery all the time that when it's quick cutting to a different thing, I'm so invested in like looking at the thing for a second that I'm not even really listening to the audio, and then I miss a piece of dialogue or a joke, and people are laughing, and I'm like, I kind of missed it because I'm looking at this thing. Mm-hmm. Didn't really have that problem with any of the other movies, but I did with this one. It felt a little faster paced in editing for some reason to me. Mm-hmm. Just felt like sometimes I was missing something that maybe I shouldn't have been missing. I really had to pee. There was just a lot of things that were up against me with this movie. And my Letterboxd review, I said it's like if a pretentious art school was a movie. Because that's what it feels like to me.
Okay.
I think you enjoyed it. I want to know why you enjoyed it.
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was the greatest thing, but I did think it was good. I really, really, really loved his framing, which he also does in Grand Budapest. His framing, everything is framed for a reason. Everything that's in the frame and in the picture is there for a reason. And it's kind of like you said, like if something cuts, you're still like looking at something, and I really enjoy that. I enjoy that technicality. It kind of gives me, it gives me the same vibes as why I love Edgar Wright so much. Everything is edited for a reason. It's edited into the frame. Everything is said for a particular reason. The jokes landed with me. The one that everyone laughed, you didn't. I guess that was one of the ones that you didn't get.
Great.
But it was the doorstopper house.
Doorstopper house.
There was a house, and the girl, she was like, in this one, this is where she lives. We call it the doorstopper house.
The doorstopper.
It was a big ass house like that, and it looked like a doorstopper.
Oh.
When I say it, it's lame as fuck.
That's
but
why people laughed.
yeah, it's shaped like a doorstopper. So it's little jokes like that. If you're not in on it, or if you miss it, you're gonna miss it. You're not gonna like it. You have to very much pay attention to the dialogue. The dialogue's very quick and snappy, just like actually Edgar Wright. So all the jokes, and there was a couple times I was next to you, you weren't laughing, and I was like, okay, that was pretty funny. It's like really like snarky jokes. It's intellectual humor. I enjoy that.
And I'm dumb.
No.
And that's the issue.
No. It's like
This was one of those times where I was like, everyone's laughing. I'm like, am I just too dumb?
No.
Or I just not think it's funny?
No, it's just
I don't know.
If you miss it, you miss it. It's no one's fault. It's
Except mine.
no, it's not for everybody. Stop. You're good. No, but yeah, you have those little bits and pieces. I really love the opening shot of the waiter going up the hotel. Or
Yes.
I don't even know if it was a hotel or not, but he was going up the building.
The Office.
I thought that was so cool because that is a perfect example of utilizing everything you have framed. He didn't cut or anything. It was one-shotted, and he's just going from the bottom of the theater screen to the top of the theater screen. And I thought that was really cool. Granted, the aspect ratio was, it was cutting into the theater.
That was on the projectionist. That's not on.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, granted, like I feel like there was more stuff that like maybe we could have caught or something like that, but because of the projector, it was kind of fucked. But I will agree with you. There's not really much. That was a great way to put it. All style, no substance. I wouldn't say no substance, but it's basically a mingled mesh of like little short stories, all contributing to. They all like write together and all that.
But it doesn't really lead to a grander vision, though.
It doesn't. Yeah,
It's
they're
just
all
like
just
Bill
like
Murray started this company and he died.
yeah. They're all like their own entity. And so none of it contributes to an overall arc of like maybe all of them interweaving into one final climactic ending. It all just kind of happens. And so, that's like the style of it. I personally didn't like it, but the visuals and how everything was edited and the jokes, it's honestly what kept me going. If not for those jokes and the editing and all that, I would have been like, this shit is boring. But I was just captivated, that's a good word, by how everything was framed, and I was laughing at a lot of the jokes that were being made. So that's the reason why I liked it. I didn't think it was the greatest thing. There really isn't much of a story. Rather, there's stories. And that's not for everyone. I totally get that. For me, it was okay. It wasn't the greatest thing. It was all right.
Okay. But you still it seemed like you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it because it was funny. It managed to keep me engaged up until that ending point, and I couldn't really pay attention because I was just like, I need to get to the next movie.
Which you gotta relax.
So I couldn't. I was like, I'm gonna miss the beginning of the movie.
You were like, she's calling me. I'm like, just tell her you'll.
Yeah, I was like, damn. But
the key is to get them to text you when the trailers are ending.
When Nicole Kidman
shows up.
I literally told her, I was like, when the AMC girl comes on, let me know. Mm-hmm. But I did make it. Jeffrey Wright, explaining that whole story, that whole chapter, because it's like split into chapters. I would say of all the stories, I enjoyed Benicio del Toro and Adrian's the most. After that one, I will tell you the lamest one, Owen Wilson's.
Does that count? Does it really count?
What? I don't.
But that's the point. Does this movie count?
I guess not. I really liked. You have your scenes when they're frozen, and it's. Dude, the cinematography in this was just insane. It was great, and that's why I liked it. It was really great at a technical level, and I really liked that. There's no story.
I agree it's great on technical level, but what I think makes Wes Anderson's movies great is he has that style in all of them, but he's still got funnier jokes, better characters, and like at least a story.
Yeah.
To like go along with, and that's why. I mean, his style is always the most outstanding part of his movies, but there's always something to still keep you engaged that I did not get from this one. And that upsets me because I was really looking forward to it, and just didn't do it for me. I mean, I will always go see the new Wes Anderson movie for sure, but this one I was like, it felt. I don't know what Wes Anderson's going through.
Would you rank this like at the bottom of all of his films?
Far from the bottom. It's like his list, bottom ×2, and then there's French Dispatch. It's the only one of his movies I don't like in general, and I really, really did not like it.
See, and I also don't have the context. Like I didn't see Isle of Dogs or
Isle of Dogs is pretty good.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. I saw Grand Budapest.
Great movie.
So I don't have
Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah. Saw Moonrise. What else?
Rushmore.
Nope.
I have not seen Royal Tenenbaums or Life Aquatic.
Nope.
Those are the two big ones I haven't seen. Darjeeling Limited, I haven't seen either.
You've made a couple, but I don't have much to compare it to. Like, so I'm not saying that you're doing this, but you're very much putting in the grand scheme of like I didn't fucks with it because I saw these and these had story and this one did not.
Yeah.
So because I don't have that context for what it was, I'm reviewing it for what it was, and for what it was, it entertained me. But I'm sure if I saw his other works and then I saw this one, for sure I'd be like, what the fuck was this? Mm-hmm. So I agree with you, and you rightfully so can say that because there is no story. There's no story in here. There's little bits and pieces, but even the bits and pieces of stories, while they're self-contained in on itself, they don't contribute at all to anything else. It's literally just a short story, which if you like short stories, if you like a movie with a compilation of short stories with actors, you'll enjoy this. But
a lot of it just didn't feel...
It doesn't do anything.
Satisfying. Like, Christoph Waltz shows up for literally 7 seconds.
Christoph Waltz, Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe, same thing. Like 7 seconds. I was like, oh shit, they're in this movie. Like, what's their character gonna do? Nothing.
I think that's the joke.
Yeah, but
or at least it could be interpreted. It could be it could be interpreted as a joke. Like, oh, what the fuck, Willem Dafoe? What the fuck, Christoph Waltz? And that's it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did. I didn't like laugh though. I was just like, what the fuck? Then you didn't see them again. I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, Willem Dafoe. And then I was like, okay, what's he gonna do? Nothing.
No, he's just in a bird. What was it? A bird cage?
Yeah, they call him the bird coup.
Yeah.
Something. What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Whole numbers.
Whole numbers. Nope. No decimals.
I liked it. I didn't think it was the greatest thing. Give it a 6.
I was gonna say that sounds like a 6. I liked it. Not the greatest thing. 6. That's what it sounds.
It's above average. I give it a 6.
Okay.
I love the technicality. I love everything about it. I love the visual aspects and all that. But there's no story. I don't see me rewatching it for the little short stories that they had, just because a lot of them, like Owen Wilson's or like Jeffrey Wright's, like I didn't really like them all that much. I think it's visually great, and the jokes do hit sometimes, but I don't see myself either rewatching it by myself or with other people. But it's a great film to watch on a first watch, so I give it a 6.
There you go. I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna go 3. Not my favorite. I really did not like it. It gets a 3 because it's got the Wes Anderson production design and everything looks great. It got some well thought out shots, and there's nothing else.
Yeah.
To me, Wes, you're gonna be okay, man. I give you the one-time pass, and I can't wait to see what you do next. It's gonna be good stuff.
Mr. Wes.
You know what is good stuff? If you're a loyal listener, you're getting 2 episodes this week.
Oh!
Well,
what is it? Antlers?
It's movie season. We're gonna be seeing Antlers and Spencer.
Spencer, yes.
Two big movies-ish, So, it's movie season.
Yeah.
We got the content coming.
Going to the theaters like twice, 3 times a week.
You saying it like it's a bad thing? You don't like movies?
Not bad, just I've had a long week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm exhausted.
But you get to recover,
It's great, though. We get to sit here, talk movies.
Are you having a good time, DJ?
I'm having a great time.
I'm having a great time, too.
Despite how non-smiling I said that, I'm having a great time.
It's episode 6.
When you talk for an hour and some minutes, kind of gets on you.
So, to wrap it up then, where could the people find you?
People could find me on YouTube at D Shots. People can find me on Facebook, D'Angelo Rucker, apostrophe between the D and the A. Rucker, Rucker, and on Instagram, D'Angelo Rucker without the apostrophe. I do vlogs. Maybe, possibly, potentially, a movie review for streaming movies.
Okay.
This is in the works. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, vlogs, comedy, comedic skits. If you want to laugh, head over to my channel, D Shots.
Well, don't you worry, because when it's January time and nothing's coming out, you might have to watch some streaming movies and talk about them anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Okay.
If nothing's coming out, we gotta find something to talk about.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
We'll see.
Right now, there's just so many movies coming out in the theater. It's like
They're twice a week.
Twice a week, sometimes 3.
Need that popcorn, bro. Need that
Popcorn's
popcorn.
a very overrated movie.
Do you think you should watch a movie with popcorn every time you see a movie with
The
popcorn?
answer is absolutely no.
You don't have to, but
Keep that shit
heightens
at home.
It heightens the experience.
People are eating
of being in the theater.
People are eating like cows with their mouth open. It's loud.
Okay, well, I don't condone people who to eat with their fucking mouth open.
Even when they have it closed, it's like you like hear the popcorn. I'm like, can we stop?
How do you chew?
I don't chew in the theater. I can
chew in the theater.
I bring a drink. I don't eat.
Bro, that popcorn be smacking. Popcorn last night with Eternals. I offered him some. He was like, "No, I'm good." I was like,
I'm good.
Bro,
You know?
all right.
Just everything else, I'm like.
Thought I heard my phone.
It was my computer.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Don't want movies at the food though. Dining,
Is what?
a nightmare.
What? Why?
I mean, the food's fine, but it's like the presentation. The movie's starting, like, oh, thank God. They're like, buffalo chicken sandwich. Who's got the buffalo chicken sandwich?
That was one time.
Who's got? Is it A3? Is that you? Yeah, that's
A3.
And then the movie started, and you're like, oh shit, I'm missing some of the movie. And then they give you the Tupperware, and you gotta take that apart. And now you're making a scene, and you're like, is this the buffalo chicken sandwich? Or they give me the burger? Is this your burger? They switch it.
I've sat next to you before dining. I'm not that loud.
I'm not saying you're loud. I'm
I know.
saying me, because I'm struggling. This is all me. This is when I do eat.
Okay.
This is when I do get dined in.
All right.
It's a whole fucking ordeal. That's the issue.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You gotta be a little quiet. Just open it slowly.
I try. They got it's like diffusing a bomb in that theater. God damn. Did I say where you can follow me already? Did I do that part?
No, you didn't.
You follow me at Chase Azarian on Instagram. Chill with Chase on Twitter. Chilling with Chase on YouTube. I'm going to figure something out with that. And we'll catch you twice this week.
Twice. So see you in a couple days.
Peace.